Welcome to the DMF. I am your host, Justin Yachts. This is episode 14. And I really want to take this time to really explain what's going on and why things are taking so long. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the pay-per-view that I just watched from WWE called Payback. I'm going to talk about why the episode is taking longer. I'm going to talk about some of the other things that I'm doing. So, enjoy. Sorry about the noise. That is the AC running, and I can't do anything about it. So, let me explain the situation, what's going on. Right now, I am doing an episode on Kenny Omega versus Okada, the 4 matches. And these matches are very long. They're like hour-long matches. And I have to analyze them and really pay attention and take a lot of notes so that I can really put something out there. Because one of the things I want about this podcast to just be known is that this is about quality, not about quantity. I tried doing some of the commentaries and things like that. I don't necessarily know if that's the best way to go about it. I'm looking at other things to do, but some of these episodes take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I feel like I'm losing a lot of time. So I want to be honest with you. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it so that I can be on here every week. So what I'm going to do from now on, and I'm being honest with you right now, is every week, unless I have that episode done, I'm going to come in and check on things. And I'm just going to talk about things that are going on in my life, things that I see. They could be meditative, they could be health, they could be about working out. It's going to be more of a free-for-all. I'm going to be shooting more from the hip. But that's what I want to do so that I'm not just losing all this time. Because the Kenny Omega Okada episode is taking a long time. Now, let me talk about some of the other things that are going on. I am about to begin a YouTube channel where I'm going to discuss books on meditation and health and wellness. And that's going to take some time. So that's something that I'm starting to do. So you're going to have another thing that will be a visual element. So you'll be able to see me. As well as, what I'm doing on Instagram. You can see me. I'm working on a short film. This kind of came out of the blue. I was just trying different things, and it kind of began, well, let's turn it into a short film. So that's what's going on. Now I'm doing a short film. And I got an opportunity to create a course, a teaching course on my philosophy of life. And I got to put a lot of time into that. And that's something that I've wanted to do since June, and I didn't have the opportunity to do that. Well, I had opportunities, but I didn't feel the time was right. And I've got an opportunity now to do this, and I want to do it right. So I've got all these things going on, and that's what's kind of taken away from the DMF a little bit. And I feel bad. It's almost been 2 weeks since I've posted an episode, and I want to be able to put something out every single week, at least something, to show you what's going on and how I feel and what needs to happen. But some of these episodes take a lot of time to research. It's quality. I'm not just going to put something out there and just say, oh yeah, I watched it one time and now let me talk about it. No. I'm watching these matches 3 times. I'm watching these films like sometimes 4, 5 times, taking notes, really trying to delve into what the film is, the backstory, and find as much as I can from each film, from each thing that I'm discussing. So this is more of a free-for-all now. Now I'm just going to discuss what comes to my mind, how I feel about certain subjects, so that you can get 2 aspects of me. You can get the research aspect of me, and you can get the person who's just going to shoot from the hip and tell you how I feel about things. So that's what's going on. And I just want to be honest about those things. When we come back, I'm going to discuss the WWE pay-per-view Payback. Let's talk about WWE Payback. I really like this show. Now, I didn't really care about any of the other matches, but I am just so ecstatic and happy that Roman Reigns is finally a bad guy, a heel. This is what I wanted to happen with Cena, and I did a whole podcast discussing that. And here they finally did something that was out of left field. Roman Reigns turned heel, and he aligned with Paul Heyman. And as soon as he came out on SummerSlam last Sunday, he showed that he was a heel. He showed that he was a bad guy. There was something different about him. He was just being himself. And then SmackDown came around, and Paul Heyman, he was all these things. I'm ecstatic. I'm so happy. And then tonight, he wins the Universal title in the most heelish way possible. The Fiend and Braun Strowman are fighting and battling it out. And then we see they crash through the ring, and Roman Reigns' music hits. And here he comes down, and he hasn't even signed the contract yet. He signs the contract and then gets in the ring. And he just goes to work on them, even though they've been beating each other up for like 10 minutes. And then seizes the opportunity to pin him. And he never pinned the Fiend, but he pinned Braun Strowman. And he pinned him in a way that was heelish. He acted so heelish the way he did it. He comes out and he tries to cover him. 1, 2, 3. Oh, they kick out. 1, 2, 3. They kick out. Come on, why are they doing it? Grabs a chair, hits them over and over again. He kicks out again. The Fiend does something, so he kicks him in the groin. He goes out, heelish move, and then he hits the spear, 1, 2, 3, on Braun Strowman, the former champion. Not even the champion, but in triple threat rules and WWE's logic, that makes him the champion. So now, Roman Reigns is the champion. And I couldn't be any more happier. This is who he should have been. This is who he needed to be from probably when WrestleMania 33 came along. That's when he needed to change into a heel. He needed to do that. And they didn't do it. And now he comes back and he is a heel and he is only going to do things his way. I think the funniest thing he could do is he comes out and says, all those contracts I signed, they mean that I don't have to defend the title till October. So get used to it, people. I think he should do something like that. That would be really heelish. He should act like Brock Lesnar and be like, I'm not doing anything I don't want to do. So that's my first thoughts on Payback. Bayley and Sasha lost the titles, which is probably going to lead to Sasha Banks and Bayley feuding, which will probably lead to the return of Charlotte, who will probably end the reign of Bayley, which I think is a mistake. They should give it to somebody like Rhea Ripley, who can benefit from beating Bayley. Or bring in, what's her name? The name escapes me. Our former Tessa Blanchard. Just as I said it, it comes right to my head. Tessa Blanchard should probably be the one to beat Bayley if they're going to bring her in. She should just come in and just mow her down. I think that would be a great way to do it. I feel like Bobby Lashley, he became the U.S. champion. Okay, great. And Dominic and Rey Mysterio finally got a win over Seth Rollins and Murphy in a match that I could care less about. I really hate this feud. I think Rey Mysterio should have signed with AEW and Dominic should have gone there because I just don't see Dominic being pushed well because he doesn't look like a Vince McMahon guy. He's got his father's lineage. Maybe that'll be enough to help him. Keith Lee defeated Randy Orton. That was great. That's a good sign. At least he got to do. I don't like that they're making him wear a shirt. I think that's a foolish idea, but I digress. So, all in all, I really enjoyed Payback. I thought it was a good show, and Roman Reigns is a heel, and he is now the Universal Champion, and he can just be himself, and I can't wait. I'm going to talk about some of the movies I want to see coming up. Okay, let's discuss movies. Theaters, some are open now. Charlotte, North Carolina, we don't have movie theaters yet. And I don't believe New York has movie theaters yet. But movies are coming out. At the end of the week, Mulan is going to be released on Disney Plus's premium service, which will be $30. But you do get to keep it forever, so I guess that's a good deal. I don't know, I think $30 is a little much for one movie, but they got to recoup their losses some way, so let's see how this works. Bill and Ted Face the Music, that just came out this week. I haven't seen that yet. I do want to see that. That's $25. These movies, they all want us to spend the money and get them. So we got Bill and Ted Face the Music, and what else? Oh, Tenet came out overseas, and it's getting pretty good reviews. I'd like to see that film. Hopefully that will come to North America soon. I'd like to see that in the IMAX. I don't really want to see that at home. That's something I definitely want to see in the IMAX. What happened last week? We got the Batman trailer with Robert Pattinson as Batman and Paul Dano potentially as the Riddler and Colin Farrell as the Penguin. We know that for a fact. It looks really dark. It looks great. It looks like Seven meets Batman. I cannot wait to see this film. I was jumping for joy. They used Something in the Way by Nirvana to introduce the film. It was perfect. I can't wait to see what they do with this film. I mean, Paul Dano looks like he's reinventing the Riddler. So that gets me very excited. The Suicide Squad. I was about to say Suicide Squad 2, but The Suicide Squad looks fabulous. I cannot wait to see that movie. That is going to be great. So we've got a lot of great films coming and going, and I really can't wait. Oh, the Justice League, the Snyder Cut looks promising. Looks different. I can't wait to see that. So DC's really gotten their stuff together. I still can't wait to see Black Widow. I mean, are theaters going to be open? I don't know. I don't think we're ready yet. I don't know if we're going to be ready in November to release movies again. I mean, we were supposed to get in November The Eternals. We still haven't even gotten a trailer for that. I don't even know if they've finished the film. But, so a lot of great movies coming out. And I believe Wes Anderson has a film coming out soon. And so good stuff all around. I'm excited for movies. I don't know how I feel about going back to the movie theater and sitting with people. I still feel a little skeptical there. I'm a little nervous with that. So I'm going to have to play that by ear and see how that feels. But I'm excited for movies to come back. I mean, the Nolan film is something that I've been wanting to see for a while now. And it looks like that's going to be there. Mulan, I do want to see that. I don't know if I want to pay $30 for that. Bill and Ted Face the Music, I do really want to see that. And it's gotten pretty good reviews so far, so good film overall. And that's about it about films coming out. So I'm very excited for the Batman, the Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, when that, was it 1984? Is that what they're calling it? The Wonder Woman sequel, that should be good. Oh, and we got to say something about it. A very sad note that the star of Black Panther, Chadwick. I'm gonna butcher his name. I feel bad. I didn't even think about this till now, but I'm going to. Chadwick Boseman, great actor, wonderful actor. There's that word again. I mean, this was a guy who was sick, and he knew he was sick for a long time, and he didn't let that be a death sentence. The fact he was able to look good in Black Panther with all this stuff going on, I don't know if he had it back then. I think he may have had it back then. Just shows the level of commitment he had to that role. I mean, he really made Black Panther something special. The way he made him a sympathetic character. If you put anyone else in that, I don't know if they would be able to be, because Michael B. Jordan had such a sympathetic character. So you needed a character, you needed somebody that could carry that as the Black Panther and make him the sympathetic character. It's sad. I mean, when I heard that, I couldn't believe it. So, I don't know what else to say. He was a great actor. And let's give him 60 seconds of silence, starting now. Thank you for the work. Thank you. Well, that about wraps it up. I'm glad I was able to explain the situation and how I feel. And I hope you enjoy this. I hope this... Just look at this as a free-for-all. If you ever want to ask me a question and you want me to talk about something, I'll put it on this. I mean, this could be, I could do impromptu interviews with this. There's a lot of ways this can go, but I just wanted to put something out there so that people aren't just thinking, well, what happened in the show? Nothing's changed. It's just taking longer than I hoped, because I'm talking about one of the greatest matches, four of the greatest matches of all time. And they deserve my time. They deserve to be talked about. I'm getting a little tongue-tied. I don't know what to say. They're important matches, and I feel like I do a disservice to the match if I don't talk about them and don't treat them with the level they deserve. So that's what's going on. After that, I'm going to talk about the film Shame with Michael Fassbender. And I can't wait to do that. That's going to be a great film to revisit. I'm going to bring on a special guest as well to talk about it. And a lot of great things coming your way. So thank you. This has been, as I would call it, my confession Anyone that knows the Usher song knows what I'm referencing. So, thank you. Thank you for listening. And I will see you next time on the DMF.